Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cleaning Indie Podcast, brought to you by American Facility Care. I'm your host, Tom Moore, along with my co-host and beautiful wife, Sarah Moore. On this podcast, we endeavor to strengthen the relationship between the contractor and facility manager by providing you with relevant information on all things FM and cleaning related. All right, well, how's everyone's day going out there? Okay. You know, it's going well. On our last episode, we talked about our quiz on our website, and we looked at the second question, which was, has there been a noticeable lack of training from the cleaning staff? So today, we want to look at the next question, which is this. Have you observed a drop in cleaning quality after the initial 90 days of service? So let me give you a scenario of what this might look like. You might be looking to hire a new cleaning company, so you call and get 3 bids. You subsequently go on 3 different walkthroughs, and you're in the bidding process. You find what you think is going to be the right cleaning contractor, so you sign on the dotted line of their agreement. So for the first couple of weeks, they're a little rocky as they're getting used to the layout of the building and making sure they find every trash can under every desk, and they're getting it down. Finally, 3 months have ticked by, and your new cleaning company is doing great. They're refilling all the supplies. They're taking out all the trash, not even missing the trash cans they missed early on. And then the manager is checking in every couple of weeks or so, and all seems well.
Until...
Dun, dun, dun. 90 days.
Well, then 90 days hit, or 87 or 102, who knows? Mm-hmm. But you start to notice little things are happening, like a trash can gets missed here and there. A couple of office floors aren't getting vacuumed. Maybe the toilet paper is not getting refilled, and your employees are starting to come to you and say, hey, we're not getting restocked. Things aren't getting done. Have you ever experienced this? You know, one thing I've noticed is like one of the first things to kind of go is the dusting. I hate dusting at home personally.
Who likes dusting?
I don't know.
Not
anybody
a lot
who does.
of people.
We'll have to see if there's anyone out there that enjoys dusting. Please comment. We will not judge you, but we will try to hire you. But I that's one thing I've noticed, you know, when we do inspections or walkthroughs, that's where I have to give the most notes a lot of times is dusting, because it is something that can get overlooked very easily.
Yeah. So we want to look at really why quality drops off after the first few months or first 87 or 105 days, as Sarah said. You know, one of the reasons could be, you know, a lot of companies, if they're a good company, they're going to provide you with an initial cleaning. That might be something that they include in their bid for really no additional cost, or depending on the size of your building, they might have a separate cost for that. And regardless, it's basically starting off like with a clean slate, like it's a deep cleaning at the very beginning.
Wiping walls, cleaning windows, things like that. Not things you do on a regular basis.
Yeah, more thorough dusting and whatnot. And baseboards, sometimes in the restrooms, there's like gunk on the tops of the base coves in the restrooms that they're taking care of. The walls behind the toilets, they're wiping everything down and really taking good care of it for you. Well, over time, those will start to come back. That dirt that's deposited behind your toilet on the baseboards, the dust will start to float back down. And really, if the items that are getting dirty aren't on your scope of work to be cleaned on a daily or weekly basis, then that's going to start to accumulate. And so the good news is we can look at some root causes for why cleaning may also drop. And kind of if we lay the groundwork for avoiding this with your next cleaning company, then you're going to be ahead of the pack. So there's a few questions you need to ask really during the bidding process. One of them is you can ask the potential cleaning contractor, how does your company handle a complaint? When you go to them and say, hey, notice this, what can you do about that? What is their internal process for dealing with that? Another question might be, how many supervisors and managers are involved with the complaint process and really involved with the whole management of your property to begin with? And then lastly, another question you could ask is, how will you communicate to us that the problem has been resolved? What assurances can we have? And what systems do you use? What tools or softwares do you use? Do you use like a work ticket system? And do they do inspections? Are they regularly reported to us and sent to us? And those are some key questions that could be asked to kind of avoid this problem from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's so important to know exactly what their process is in handling complaints, because we experienced in one of our accounts that they fired a company and hired us because that company's way of handling frustrations and complaints was just the supervisor yelling at their employees in front of everyone at the company, which obviously made everyone there completely uncomfortable. And it's not the best way, but obviously they didn't have a real system for handling complaints. And so the supervisor became frustrated and let that boil over onto their employees. So one thing you hear on our podcast, and you've heard it before, and we'll say it so many more times because it's true, is it all comes back to relationship and communication.
That's right.
That's what you've got to build with your contractors. The better that relationship is, the better you can communicate to them the problems that you're experiencing. And then giving them like a brief amount of time to make a correction. But it's all about building relational equity. I mean, so often we let little things kind of slip through the cracks because we don't want to complain. It's uncomfortable. It's not something people want to do, or we're just so busy. But what ends up happening is it builds and builds. And by the time a complaint is made, it overwhelms. There's an overwhelming amount of work that has not been accomplished or done. And there's a frustration with the cleaning company that is almost insurmountable for the company, no matter what they do to fix. So communication is so key. And not just communicating, hey, the floors were dirty, but specific, helpful communication, prompt and specific are so important. You come in one morning and there's trash underneath your desk, take a picture of it, say, hey, there's trash under the desk in office number 4.
Yeah, but Sarah, what if it just feels like it's not being cleaned? What if I'm not able to tell you what's not clean? I come into the office in the morning and it just doesn't feel clean. What can we do about that?
Well, we can't clean your feelings. So what you have to do is ask yourself, what is it that is making it feel that way? Is the wall a little dirty? Like sometimes the wall can get scuffed up. And is that in the scope of work? Are they supposed to be checking the walls sporadically and wiping it down? It might seem like a no-brainer, clean the walls. But often these things are put in contracts because some places are if we spent time cleaning the walls every single day, we'd be there for 12 hours. So those are normally deep clean items. So are the items that are stressing you out things that need to be done in a deep clean, or are they things that are actually on the scope of work that aren't getting done? So those are the questions to ask yourself, because obviously when we hear, well, it doesn't feel clean, we want to fix it, but that's not going to help us fix the problem.
And oftentimes it does go back to the training systems that your cleaning contractor has or doesn't have and how well they're implemented. So, we train folks to scan the wall from ceiling to floor. You're looking for cobwebs in the corners and on the floor. You're looking for dust. You're looking for things on the wall. And even if it's really not in the scope of work, you want a cleaning company who does go above and beyond here and there, especially in your bathrooms and places that get marked up. Their walls get marked up easily, and they're going to just mitigate those. They're going to keep them down by constantly looking for those and keeping that down behind, sinks, the backsplashes in your kitchenettes. And so those accumulate little food spots as people wash their dishes in the sink. So having a cleaning contractor who goes above and beyond, who has a clear-cut way of training, their system of training, and that's another question you could ask them as well.
I just thought of something too, is another thing to ask yourself is, has our traffic increased? Is our use of the building growing to where one cleaning a day or someone coming in and doing what they're doing?
Additional shifts.
Yeah, your cleaning it's not that the cleaners aren't doing the job that you hired them to do. It's that you need them more than you thought you did. So that's something also to consider as you're looking at the overall situation. If you just have that feeling of things not being clean, but you can't really put your finger on it, it might just be, they're coming in to clean, but then 3 hours later, it's a total disaster. And it just means you need more cleaning. Yeah,
it just could be that you just need to add an additional cleaning at another shift. Say you have, first and second shift, maybe first shift needs a cleaner there as well. Maybe just for specific areas like, the break rooms and the restrooms. So that's something that your cleaning contractor would love to help you with and I'm sure provide for you. But we want to look at the rest of the questions on our quiz. So next time we're going to ask and look at this question and ask this: is it difficult to arrange meetings with the actual on-site cleaners? Are you finding that to be a problem? And that really comes back to communication as well. We're going to look at how to fix that. So if you like what you're hearing here, go ahead and leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether it's on Apple, Google, Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to leave us a voice message that we play on the podcast, just go to cleaningindy.com and scroll to the bottom where it says leave us a message. And if you'd like to learn more, visit our website, cleaningindy.com. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you.